connected during the whole GameStop mania, and you are the epitome of a growth investor. You love Cathie Wood's ARK funds. You're in the innovation fund, the genomic fund, the autonomous technology. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I just think that she's a disruptor. And I think, when you're looking at where things are headed, I think automation is going to be huge. We're going to be competing with China, as far as AI is concerned. So I think that area is going to be huge. And I decided a few months ago, just actually watching the show, that I'm going to jump into it.
That's interesting. You have other, obviously, you have some large cap technology stocks like Apple and Alphabet, the Qs. Do you genuinely gravitate towards technology type stocks?
No, listen, I'm all over the place. I don't like to, throw all my eggs in one basket. I'm into oil. I think, as much as we talk about green energy, oil isn't going anywhere. So, the Chevrons, the Exxon, PayPal, Square, I'm all up travel. Now that seems like we're coming on the other side of the pandemic, I'm in a little bit of everything. So that's how I'm rolling.
Yeah, Jim Lebenthal's on the show today. You may know from watching that he's a big GM guy. You have GM and Ford. Jim, what do you think about Damien's GM holding here?
Well, I like it a lot. And, one thing that we're talking about is this value or is this just people piling on the bandwagon? I think it can be both. I don't think that this is something where GM gets looked at in the same regard as Tesla. I think there are very strong fundamental reasons to believe in GM, both from the internal combustion engine point of view and the electric vehicle point of view. I mean, it's a winner on both fronts. This is a multi-year hold.
Have you been, Damien, a shareholder in GM and Ford for a while now?
I have. And I know, like, everyone talks about how, GM and Ford is going, all electric, in the near future. But I've been a big believer in both those companies anyway. Plus, I just like owning American stocks.
Yeah. Jim Cramer was tweeting, and he said he wanted, I guess, to ask you if his Eagles were a stock, which would they be? I'm maybe thinking, because I'm a Washington guy, that maybe they'd be Teladoc, right? A lot of hype, and now they're 40% off the high. I don't know. You answer, Jim. He'll get mad at me. Yeah,
listen, I'm not trying to offend Jim because Jim is my guy, but man, I'm buying really low on the Eagles right now. They're in a rebuild. They're trying to dig themselves out of the salary cap, so I'm buying low on the Eagles.
Speaking of which, the salary cap, you played for Belichick for a little bit. I'd say he opened the wallet, but it's the Brinks truck. What do you make of that?
Oh man, I've never seen anything like this from Bill. For him to pay this type of money, especially early in free agency. Usually the great teams build through the draft, and I think what Bill saw last year was you saw his quarterback, Tom Brady, go down to Tampa, win a Super Bowl, and his roster is depleted. So this is the time to kind of strike where a lot of teams are cash-strapped, and Bill is doing that.
Do you know off the top of your head what the best performing stock, at least in recent history, is in your portfolio, and how often do you trade?
Like my main portfolio, I have it professionally managed. But for me, I just started kind of doing, retail trading type of stuff probably a little over a year ago. Tesla was doing really good for me. I've kind of gotten off of Tesla, but it performed very well for me.